Elementor have just given us our first sight of a brand new atomic component. I'm talking about the tabs, and now we've got a version 4 version, and it is very different from what you're used to. I'm talking about Elementor version 3.34. Now, it is the beta version, but it gives us a lot of juicy insight in how to build. And I'm going to start off with telling you about something you definitely need to do when you're building with tabs. Otherwise, it's going to hurt you later on. Click the link in the video description if you want to find out more about Elementor version 3.34, and even though they do have some other tweaks as well, the two big ones are the tabs and the entrance animations. I'll cover the entrance animations in a separate video, but the tabs is the one that's got my juices flowing. Inside of WordPress Elementor Tools version control, you got to make sure you are signed up as a beta tester. Once you've done that, you'll get notified that there is an update to the beta version available for Elementor and Elementor Pro. Currently, we got 3.34. And of course, inside of Elementor settings, you got to go to Editor V4 and enable that as well. Remember, please only do this on a staging or a dummy website. Inside of my page, I can see the new tabs widget, but let me just very quickly remind you of the old tabs. So this is the version 3 tabs. Obviously, it's nestable. You could drop in any component or widget inside of it per tab. So if you want to have video, images, but we also had some additional settings, and this is really, really important, okay? When you got to the mobile or the desktop, you could decide if you were going to have a horizontal scroll, and your breakpoint is set to none. When you're viewing it on the mobile, you can move left and right between the different tabs. Imagine you've got 20 up there. Now, one of the things that a lot of people used to complain about is how if you went and set your heading to be a certain style, you kind of had to run with that unless you used a bit of CSS. Now, the new version 4 is going to allow you to style every single part individually. But there is something really vital, important that you must do before you start changing colors or adding any content. So let's go and get the nested tabs. And you can see that we got tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. I can go up to any one of these and I can get rid of it. I can also duplicate it, or I could hit the plus sign to add a brand new one. Now, I'm going to duplicate this multiple times just to make a point about the important thing. There's actually two things. The first one is that I've added in multiple versions of tab 4, and we don't have that setting anymore whereby I could now say scroll horizontal when you get to a mobile. But there is something you can do to help yourself out, and this leads on to the second thing. And don't worry, I will be going through the style again, just showing you that you can style out your tabs. Now, if I go over to mobile, I have intentionally added loads of tabs. This is what you're going to see, and I really want to make a point here. This all sits inside of a container where I've got about 50 pixel padding on the left and right. See all of these tabs? You don't have the horizontal scroll anymore. Now, there are a few things you could do, but this is not what you should do. So let me just show you what you could do, but I don't recommend it. When I go to the structure and I expand, I now have tabs menu and tabs content. They are two different things. You can style them, but you can also style them individually. Before, you just had tabs and then you went into and you had tab 1 and then you had your item and your content. They've slightly split it out, and I think this gives you so much more control over what you can build. If I go to tab menu, now I don't recommend you do it the way I'm showing you. There is something you need to do before, but I just want to really get across the problem you will come across, and you're going to hate it when you realize you didn't follow the step I really think you need to follow. If I was to go to tab menu and I want to get around this problem, I could, if I want, go to the style tab, make sure you clicked on tabs menu. I could go to layout and I could say, make sure this is a row, which it already is. And then down here, I will say wrap, and this is what it will do. Now, it doesn't really matter what you now do after that. You're always just going to get one tab after another. And if the heading titles are quite long, you may be totally fine with that. And remember, you can stylize these out with a bit of font clamp to make your typography fluid. But I don't like the way this looks at all. So here's my big recommendation. When you first add tab, I am going to get rid of all of this, and I'm going to drop in a brand new one. And I am going to get rid of every tab except tab 1. Always do this, right? You don't have to start with 3. Get rid of all of them and just leave 1. Then I will go to the mobile view and I will go to tabs menu. I'm going to do the same as what I just did before. I'm going to make sure it is set as a row, and I'm going to enable wrap. After you've done that, we now need to set the width of the very first item. Now, what you don't want to do is do it in the tabs menu. All we've done is set that to be a row. What you want to do is expand on it and go to the tab 1 trigger. If you do it to the tabs menu, it won't make a difference. You go to the tabs 1 trigger, you go to style, and then you go to size. Go to width, change it to percentage, and now you get to decide, do you want to go for 50% or 33.3% or 25%, depending on how long your titles are. So inside of the mobile view for my tab 1 trigger, I've set it to be 33.3%. But this is the trigger, remember, not the tabs menu or the tabs. This is the trigger. Now I'm just going to jump back over to my tabs over here while we're in desktop, and I'm now going to just duplicate this many, many, many times like that, okay? And you can now see what it's doing. It's now wrapping it. So before, if you hadn't set the wrap, it would have just gone on and on and on and started squashing them together. This now will wrap it together. But the really important bit is when I now go to the mobile, can you see what it's doing? Let me go and add in another one. We've now wrapped it. And if you don't sort this out, and then you now start duplicating your triggers, and then you realize, oh, I didn't set the width, it's a bit of pain. But what if I go to this particular tab and I now change the width of it to be 66.6? It won't do what you think you're going to do, because you're probably imagining that it's going to increase. It didn't. And do you know why it didn't increase? Because this is a duplicate of the tab 1. And it literally, when I say duplicate, it duplicates it fully. So any style you've set, it just maintains it. Even though I've overwritten it, it still maintains it. And this, I think, could be a bit of a problem, or maybe I'm going about this wrong. If I go back to tab 1 trigger and watch this, right? I'm now going to make this be 20%. It's changed the first one, but all of the others have remained the same. If I now go to tab 2 and I change that to 20%, it's gone and affected all of the others. So we've got a bit of a discrepancy here. So here's what you should do. I know it's taken like forever. You're probably wondering, Imran, when are you going to get to the point of actually showing us how we build tabs? I really feel like you need to get your head around this, because I think there will be people that cover tabs and they will overlook this when you got to start thinking about, is this going to look good and work when I get to the mobile? So I've now deleted all of my tabs, but I left one, and this is currently set to be 33.3%. And rather than duplicating, I'm just going to add in a brand new one. I'm going to set the size of that to be 66.6%. But if I duplicate this, just like the same problem we had before, if I go over to style now, and remember, we do need to be inside of the trigger is what we're changing, and I go to size, currently it's 30 or 66.6. If I go and change that to 20, nothing will change. But if I had done this instead, so watch this, I'm now going to delete that, so that's gone. And I'm now going to right click and duplicate from here the structure. And remember, when you go to tabs menu, when you go to tabs, you should see it over there. And now I go to the tab 2 trigger, and I go to style, and I go to size. I can change that to 20%. So we've got a bit of an anomaly here going on at the moment, but I really feel like unless this is sorted out, you really need to pay attention to this, because this could mess up your head. So I recommend you duplicate from here. And look, if I start duplicating, you can have very varied layout. Now, I hope I've clarified something a little bit about your layout, especially with regards to the whips as well, because this is so easily overlooked. Do let me know in the comments if you found that absolutely appalling and you couldn't care less. Right, let me just start with a brand new tab now. Let's drop it in. Now, if you were paying attention, you will have noticed that as soon as I go to any of the triggers and I expand, we now have paragraph. What that basically means is that if I now decide I want to drop an image into there, I can do. If I want to drop a version 3 icon, I can. I could even drop a video in. This is pretty cool. You can now build out your header how you want, and you're not limited either. I mean, you could, if you want, go and create a class. So you know when I was setting the widths for the tabs, and I had 33.3% and 66. You could create a class and call it width 33.3 or however you want to write it. And then you could just drop in the class, you know, when you go over to style and then you add it in over here. So very easily, you could just say width 66, width 33, and it will apply those particular sizes depending on how you build it out. But the great thing about the triggers is you can rearrange it. I could go to the background color. By the way, I'm going to click on the trigger here, go to the style, go to the background, and I'm just going to pick a random color. I'm not going to pick a particular style, but look, tab 1 is a completely different color. I could go to tab 3, go to style, and I could give that a completely different color. So now you've got individual styling enabled for you. And as a reminder, and for those that haven't fully got accustomed to version 4 at the moment, if you did want to add in a hover effect, because you do get this gray one, but that's not the color I want, you got to go over to where you have your classes that you can set a class, like I said, or you could just leave it as default and just go to hover. And then over here, I'm now going to set my color to be a lime color like that. And that will only be for trigger number 3. My recommendation is you actually create a class for the hover, and then what you can do is just go and drop those class names in, so you can decide on maybe 2 of the 3 of them are going to have the green background. Now, when it comes to the actual content, normally you would have gone over to your structure and you would have seen content or something underneath the heading or the title. This is slightly different. We got 3 tabs at the moment, and in the tabs content area, we now have tab 1, tab 2, tab 3 content. And that's basically how it works. So you would now go into here and drop in what you want to show. Let's just stick an image in there for now. And again, you would stylize it out. It's nestable, right? It's nested components. You add them up as and however you want. You now have the power to define how your tabs look like. Look, over here, tab 1's got image, title, icon. I could have gone over to my tab 1 trigger. Currently, it's set as a block. Again, this might trip some people up because they're going, where's my row? Where's my column? Go and set it as a flex. Then decide it's going to be a row. Then decide if you're going to have a bit of wrapping. Go and click your image, go to the style tab, go to size, go and set your width as a percentage or whatever you want to go for. This is a bad example, I know that, but there's a lot of flexibility here. And it is something that the more you play with it, the more you're going to get used to it. For instance, if I go to the tab menu, so we're not in the content, we're not in the trigger. If I go to the style tab now, don't forget you have your gaps because everything is flush up against one another. So if I go and do 50, you can basically see what it's doing there. We now have our gap. You might want to have a rounded border. You might only want to do it on certain different ones. I mean, I would say always go for consistency. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't like a lot of this and you want to continue using the version 3 tabs, do that then. But if a lot of people have often said, I wish I had more control over how I could design it. Like I want to have different colors on view. That is now easily here for you, but please don't skip or ignore what I was saying earlier. And I know I took a lot of time over it about how you need to be thinking about your structure. I mean, over here, it looks really ridiculous because I've not done it and I said you should do it. But you really need to make sure that you go into your triggers and decide on your sizes. What you don't want to do is get to the end and you think you've built everything out really wonderfully, and now you suddenly realize everything is a column, which you might be okay with, but maybe you've got so many tabs that it looks really silly that they've got them all vertical, so you want to have them side by side as a row. That's just me advising you. But there's a lot to play with here, and I'm sure I'll be doing some deeper tutorials on this later on. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. This is Elementor 3.34 beta version. And this is the first look at the nestable tabs version 4 component, atomic component, global component thing that some of you are either going to like or hate. Stick it in the comments what you think. Don't forget to sign up for our YouTube channel for exclusive videos. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.